What's a kungen?
Sometimes I miss you. You know, even today, I still don't understand why she left me. For him. No, you don't. You see nothing. The full tragic significance of what is happening here is beyond comprehension. Look! Look at what I have become. Look at what my life has been reduced to. 9,785 dead flies. The days of my one and only life on this earth are passing, while I sit in mindless imbecility at the table sorting flies. And when I get bored of that, what is my other soul uplifting their religion? Tormenting the pigs. They are now a higher form of life than me. That is the truth, crude as it may be. Pork sausages and bacon does give their life a meaning, which is more than what can be said of mine. I'm not deluding myself. Am I? A man that married him. He was just like all other men. Wasn't he? Decent and hardworking, with dreams and plans for a good and a useful life. I remember the last night when I was with her before I went to the war. How she and I sat in bed and talked about the future and the things that we were going to do when I come back. The plans we had for family and for more pigs. That was me. The same man whose purchased place and now is splitting at another table at the tabletop. And you know what his ambition is? 100 squashed dead flies. Look at yourself. You smile as if nothing happened. This world needs more strong men like you. Take it. You see the girl over there? Yes, her! She looks so happy, right? Telling jokes, smiling, having a great time, and dying inside. She's hurt and tired. Tired of all the drama. Tired of not being good enough. Tired of life. But she doesn't want to look weak, dramatic, and attention-seeking. So she keeps it all inside. Acts like everything is perfect but cries at night. So everybody thinks that she's the happiest person they know. That she has no problems and her life is perfect. Only if they knew the truth. Life, you know nothing about life. Let me tell you something about life. Life is short. Live the life you love. Live the life you live. For it is very short and can never be bought. Life can be good, or it can be bad. You've gotten many things you wish you never had. A really nice house. Even a beautiful car. Those fancy things in life won't get you very far. Life is for enjoyment. Live yours to the fullest. For it is very short and can never be bought. Striving for big riches may be a waste of time. Make the best of what you have while you're still in your prime. You've gotten many things you wish you never had. Life is for enjoyment, whether it's happy or sad.
Thank you.
I cannot believe you did this to me. After everything I have done for this man, this is what I get in return? The lies, the deception, most of all, the cheating. Josie, let us run to Cape Town. I have many brothers there. They can help me get a job at a nice big hotel. His business was not doing well. In fact, he had gone bankrupt. So we went to Cape Town. My flight to South Africa, and I was with a white man. This was before they struck the Immorality Act, so I passed as his maid, which in any case I was, besides the fact that we were lovers also. We drove to Cape Town and got ourselves a flat in Mowbray, one of those self-maintained flats where they supply you with everything, including kitchen utensils. For a while we were happy, although every knock on the door we would jump. Police! Then one day he says, I can no longer live like this, like animals in a cage. And I tell him, but you knew when we came here, there were strange laws in this country. Yeah, I knew, but I didn't think it would be this bad. So, let us go back home. Where is home? Where you took me from. My home is in Italy. Blah, 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 Andrew. This again, I told you it's never going to happen. Marisa is not that kind of girl. She doesn't like all these type of guys. I don't think I'm going through the same thing again. This is unlike you. You sound just like Brandon. You know, for 2 years, I begged him to transfer over here so we could be together. Oh no, he says. Some of my credits won't transfer over. I have to spend like an extra semester with someone to catch up. Then, on his visits on a winter break, I introduced him to Marisa. Suddenly, he changes his shoe. What's one summer when I can be near you? I was thrilled, but only for like 2 seconds, because as soon as he got here, every other word out of his mouth started to be Marisa, Marisa, Marisa. I was knew a girl named Marisa. So anyways, last night was the last show, and he was repeating her name over and over in his sleep. Oh Marisa, oh Marisa. And I wake him up, and I say, what were you just dreaming about? And he tries to play all nice and innocent. Nothing. What do you mean? And I'm like, it's never going to happen. And he says, what's never going to happen? And I'm like, you and Marisa, it's never going to happen. And he says, well, why would I want to be with Marisa while you and I are together? And I'm like, oh, well, fine. But if you and I were not together, would you consider being with her? And he plays it all casual. Well, I guess I'd be open up to it. Why? Did she say something about me? And I'm like, no. She said nothing about you. It's never going to happen. And he's all offended and goes, well, maybe never is pretty harsh. I mean, I'm pretty good with the ladies. And I'm like, not from where I am standing, buddy. And he goes, what do you mean? Are you saying we should break up? And I'm like, no, you are saying that. And he goes, well, I'm sorry, Jill. I cannot get her out of my mind. And I'm like, you are throwing our relationship for nothing. She's like footnotes and nobody cracks it. All these people are standing. What were they doing exactly? They didn't bring their chairs with them. They know very well these lines are very long. You don't know half a story, but let me tell you. When I go to a post office to buy a stamp, I take my chair with me. When I go to a bank to withdraw money, I need to have a respectable bank balance in my account. By the way, I take my chair with me. Why is that? Because I know there's going to be a lot of waiting there. When I go to government offices for some sort of service or whatsoever, I know I'll have to wait while bureaucrats have endless conversation about their lives and the parties they have been attending lately. So, I wait. We go to these offices, sister women, for some sort of service, only to find out that the person we've been located to is nowhere to be found. Or they cannot locate your file. Or perhaps the person who has been assigned to your case has gone to a meeting. They always go to meetings. Sister women, we spend almost 95% of our waking hours waiting. Sooner or later, the nation will learn from me. Bring your chairs with you. Let us sit and relax while waiting for something to happen. Now you see why I am not so overwhelmed when I have to share my chair with you. Another lesson in this waiting game, get drip dry clothes. You know, wash away. Because you never know when it's going to rain while you're standing in that line. So So look at the mess you're in, because you never know when it's going to rain. Your clothes are shriveled up. Look at me, I'm as fine as ever.
Thank you. Mom.
Is this free? I'm free. Wow. Thank you, God. Let me just absorb you. The size of you. How much of you can soak into me? Will you surface? I want to last me till I see you again. It must be years. I have no idea. I sit here watching you while you sleep, and I have no idea what tomorrow will bring. Escape sound. So cool. It means it's happened. I've done it. I've got away. I'll go and take a plane. I'll fly to a safe African country, Botswana. It will fly me and roll me. Or maybe any minutes now, a big fine policeman will grab me and take me back to prison. This time, they will make sure I'm not getting away, escaping. This time, they will make sure I pay for the humiliation this wise woman caused me.
You wake tomorrow?
I wake tomorrow. I have no idea what tomorrow will bring. Hey, Alfred! Alfred! Where is your sister? Margaret. Your sister always frowning. She is always angry. Alfred's father has a young baby called Margaret. Margaret was angry all the time, especially when Alfred went to his parents because it was she who went to do the washing. One day, when Alfred was about 3, we were playing in the yard with Judge Jacobs. Judge was the best at the first cooler in the whole town. He had a face like a piece of chewing gum. Then Alfred loves laughing at Judge's funny face. And next day, Judge was in a good form. But Alfred was keep laughing and laughing and laughing. Suddenly, it happened. Alfred was standing in a pool of liquid, which happened to pee. When Alfred realized what happened, he started to shake his legs. From nowhere, Margaret came. The whole floor came forward, came around the corner. From nowhere, she grabbed the broom and started to beat him. I thought it was a joke. Then I saw her face. She had become a devil. I ran and I go and hid in a big drain pipe. As I see, while she continues to beat Alfred's small body. She waits for a moment. She began to beat him again. It was my mother who took him to the hospital, and it was my mother who lost the nest of his broken body. Alright? Order. Let's give a chance, Mr. Tami Bewani. I don't stand here now as your friends and schoolmates. That will lessen the seriousness of my final words to you. No! Close your eyes. Forget that you know my face and your voice. Forget that you know anything about Tami Bewani. Think of me as an oracle of our great ancestors and our traditional African culture, which we turn back on. The opposition has spoken about sexual exploitation and the needs for women's liberation. Brothers, sisters, these are foreign ideas. Do not listen to them. They come from a culture, the so-called Western civilization. The same culture that only means misery to Africa and its people. It is the same culture that shipped away thousands of our ancestors as slaves. It continues to exploit Africa with the greed of vulture, and still continues to exploit Africa during the period of colonialism. It continues to exploit Africa in the 20th century and the content of our future.
Yeah, just imagine one day. I have a dream. A man comes to me, calls me son. Calls me there by the clan there. He asks me a question, which I can answer him. He said, why people do not like Sangomans? I said to him, I don't know. Because before becoming a Sangoma, I got a lot of friends. And I want to know from you. He said, you know what? I said, I do know. Hey, in the year 2004, there's a place, there Nelson Mandela going to be a Sangoma there. A spiritual president already told me, all the ministers around the table, they are going to be the Sangomas. We will be listening to the spirits, not to the post. The spirits of people already know this. The jealousy they have, that's why they don't like Sangomas. On the top of 1992, hey, this thing is fine, man. I started being a Sangoma at the same date as Hinsta died. Hey, this thing is fine, man. I became a Sangoma at the same date Hinsta died. The spirits of people, they got no authorities. And the lead belongs to him. I have this recurring dream. It's so real. So lifelike. I don't know what to make of it. Well, I'm laying on a strange position. But all I'm aware of being inside myself. And life is draining out of me. I feel like I'm drowning and far away. Almost as if at the bottom of well. I can hear men with the heavy rollers by Chinese accents, and they are shouting to one another, as if it's all so ancient. And you are my father. You are giving orders. Suction him. Give him oxygen. Hurry. And then I feel this vacuum, that cleaner thing, sucking fluid. They're coming out of my nose, and the cold oxygen blowing in. I tried to remove my eyes, and my legs, but they feel disconnected from my brain. I can hear something rip of something loud and can set different lights. Like a flat dice, I tried to open my eyes, but I can't. I think I'm being pulled into two directions simultaneously. I can hear you crying. Says no! No! And I know they will put me clear of you. And I'm so afraid of being separated from you. And I know that I'm dead. And I want what's going to happen to me. It is incredible realistic. I'm sure that's why I try not to sleep. I don't want to. I try not to. And then I get breathless and tired. And I know if they will put me clear of you. And I feel like, you know what I feel? You will laugh at me. I feel old, but I'm only 20. And I'm sure I'll never have the energy to do this. Other than studies, they are going out. All of my friends and the students are going out. Every day, I wanted to be heard. And to be honest, in my life. For most of my life, I failed a quest. To discover just who I must be. Endless searching, day after day, so desperate to recognize me. I will felt a moment of an utter fulfillment. And the moment I couldn't go on. But I knew, for the sake of my heart and my soul, to succeed, I'll have to be strong. But most people around me seem so lost themselves that I feared I must be on my own. But there will be someone who will reach out and help and remind me I wasn't alone. I've wanted so much to be happy. And I thought if I finally felt sure of myself, then the pain and the struggle will cease. But I will learn that this journey is endless. The discoveries are fresh every day. And no matter how much I must know of myself, there will be times I will still lose my way.
It's been good on my side lately. Come in. Sit over here. Hey, as I was telling you, it's just been a long time since I've noticed someone feeling sorry for me. The last time I was a little boy, walking in Denver after being told to ring my mom. Red shorts, threadbare vest, tears running down my face. Most people who looked away didn't want to see a little picking baby hungry, thirsty, crying. But an old Indian woman saw me and gave me some relief. Go buy some ice cream, she said to me. There were ice cream boys on the corner with little ice boxes. I stood in a queue behind some couple of white boys who looked at me up and down. I walked away. I sat at the edge of the streets. With my leg on the pavement, I ate that ice cream. And you know what? It made me thirsty. I was still hungry. I should have bought some bread and asked for water. But for 5 minutes, I
same as every other boy who can buy himself an ice cream when it is hot. Who would have thought that a little boy would be a guest at Queen of Britain and spend the night in a Buckingham Palace? I have a perfect life. Loving parents, supporting sister, the cutest dog in the world. I go to an amazing school. I have the most caring friends I could ever ask for. But out of 1,000 positives, why do I let two negatives take over? At 6 a.m., my alarm starts turning at me. At 6:01, I have hundreds and just stored in my head. When I drive to school, I worry that I might get into a car accident or get an unimaginable call that my parents have died. So I turn the music even louder to drown out these thoughts. But when I'm at school, it continues. Slowly but surely. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up now. Raise your chin now, now. That's what I told myself. That's what I told myself. You know, when the rainbow ends, there's going to be a blaze bright, where one can sing all sorts of songs. We're going to sing together. Though you are white and I'm not, it's going to be a sad song because we don't know the tune. And it will be a difficult tune to learn, but we can learn. There's no such a tune as a black tune. There's no such a tune as a white tune. There's only music, and it's music we're going to sing when the rain